Little known fact, there was a warrant, is what it's called, for $40 billion to keep certain things going in Ottawa. It was relatively secret. We didn't get any part of that, nor do we want any of that. So please make a donation to keep this on the air. Catherine Swift joins me. She knows all about these things. She's the president of some organization. I can never remember the name of it, but it's on the bottom there of the screen. But, this $40 billion, Parliament wasn't sitting. And some people will argue, they said, well, it's just maintenance to keep all the government bureaucrats happy and paid. You have a different story.
Well, 150 million of it was for the CBC, which already gets 1.4 billion from taxpayers.
So that was 150 extra.
Extra, that's right.
On top,
well,
that was just signed off.
Carney did, as part of his, election promises, he did promise another 150 million. Sorry, not billion. That would be really bad to the CBC. But also, some of it was for the Natural History Museum, which has quite a large endowment of its own,
right.
and lots of nice people that that sponsor it and make donations to it. CN Rail was another one. A lot of Parks Canada. That big money loser. That big money loser. So I don't imagine that maybe some of it might have been going toward some continuation or whatever. Right. But it what showed up in documentation of the government. But who looks at that, right? And it was Blacklocks that ended up publicizing it in a big way.
Which is an organization in Ottawa that I'm not paid by the government. You subscribe, and they dig out all kinds of stuff. So that's when I first heard about it, not in the mainstream news. But really, so 40 billion, I'm sure if Trudeau would be here, he'd say, well, what's 40 billion?
It's not even the size of the deficit, for goodness sake. That's really 60 billion.
So in normal times, though, wouldn't Parliament be debating this? Whether another 150 goes to CBC, whether, CN, with all their big salaries, gets more government money from taxpayers?
Well, it would definitely go through Parliament. That's what it would do. And this was signed by the Governor General. They call it a warrant, apparently. This was signed by the Governor General. And at a minimum, it should have been discussed more publicly, in my opinion. It happening, they prorogued, the Liberals have prorogued the government for so long now that normal business is not being conducted. We know that.
But even before Trudeau prorogued it, it was stopped because he wouldn't reveal the papers.
The Green Slush Fund.
The Green Slush Fund.
Exactly.
The Speaker, in fact, said, you have to send these out. And he said no, so Parliament was finished.
He was in contempt of Parliament. He was in contempt. That is contempt of Parliament.
So
when they refuse to do, when they refuse to do what the Speaker says, that's contempt of Parliament. And now the likelihood, and of course this was totally the Liberal plan, now the likelihood is all of those scandals that were outrageous, the Green Slush Fund was really something. Yep. People on the board giving money to their own businesses, good grief, how much worse could it get than that? And yet now it's probably going to be going get buried, just like all the other We Charity, SNC Lavalin, and so on, all of the scandals that happened before that got buried.
Glad you're here to expose them. Catherine Smith, thank you very much. 3 minutes. To those of you who have subscribed and donated, a heartfelt thank you. You're keeping us on the air. If you're watching and you haven't, please try to do so, because 4 years ago we started this show because there needed to be independent analysis. Now more than ever, with the Online Harms Act. Once that gets into law, it's been passed once by the House, there are going to be hundreds of bureaucrats censoring the news in Canada, censoring this show. We need to keep it on the air. Thanks for your support.